I am likely to introduce a batch for history optional at my Karol Bagh Center. I am appearing there with a changed approach to the study of history. I am Manikant Singh. I am likely to introduce a batch for history optional at my Karol Bagh Center. The batch will commence from 28th June. Here, my students, I have to inform you that I am appearing there with a changed approach to the study of history. Since last 1 week, I have done a lot of interactions with the students from Karol Bagh, and I bitterly realized in fact their history remained to be a mishandled subject. So I am confident that I will give you a new insight into the subject and that will help you a lot. Let me brief how and why. मतलब मैं आपको ब्रीफ करूं कि मेरा यह क्लेम क्यों करेक्ट है. पहली चीज कि most of the students were suffering from a chronic problem in the study of history. Their attention is, you can say, time and again being drawn by events as well as dates. They are so much conscious about the dates and events that they totally neglect the change. But my students, the true study of history is the knowledge of change, and so far as the question of examples are concerned, the examples are facts and informations. मतलब कि पढ़ने के क्रम में लोगों का ध्यान बार बार इंफॉर्मेशंस एंड इवेंट्स की ओर जाता है और वो चेंज को नजरअंदाज कर देते हैं. द फर्स्ट वीकनेस आई एम गोइंग टू रिमूव. द नॉलेज ऑफ हिस्ट्री मीन्स नॉलेज ऑफ चेंज. एंड how will you gain the knowledge of change in all the 4 parts of history? This is not simply true of ancient history, medieval history, modern history, or world history. The knowledge of change, ancient, medieval, modern, and world. With this purpose, we are going to divide history in different parts: political, economic, social, and cultural. Then, first stage is over. Second weakness I normally find in students, they are making a study of history in a haphazard manner. The topics are disjunctured from each other. मतलब जो टॉपिक्स पढ़ते हैं तो लगता है कोई टॉपिक आगे पढ़ लेना, कोई पीछे पढ़ लेना, या कुछ सिलेक्टिव टॉपिक पढ़ना, कुछ छोड़ देना. That is not justice to the subject. My philosophy is to know a bit more is easy, and to be selective is very difficult task. Because if you are going to be selective, it means you are compelled to do the rote learning. And if you have just, you can say, taking a larger periphery, it means you are developing your understanding. UPSC requires understanding, not rote learning. मतलब अगर आप बड़ा पेरिफेरी लेकर चलते हो तो आपका नेचुरल समझ विकसित होता जाएगा, और अगर आप सेलेक्टिव पढ़ते हो तो आपको फिर वो रोट लर्निंग यानी रटना होगा. दैट इज नॉट परमिसेबल, दैट इज नॉट एडवाइजेबल इन सिविल सर्विसेज एग्जामिनेशन. दिस इज द सेकेंड वन वीकनेस. बट माई एडवाइस इज कि लिंक एवरी टॉपिक टू ईच अदर while going through the change and cover all the topics, because in UPSC you can never do the guesswork. Now, what is my second one specialty? I'm talking in terms of optional. So far the question of the knowledge of change is concerned, that is equally useful for students from general studies as well as students from optional area. That is common for all. But now in optional, in order to fetch the good marks, You have to fulfill additional requirements. आपको ऑप्शनल में केवल चेंज से काम नहीं चलेगा, वो आपका बहुत बड़ा स्ट्रेंथ बनेगा, लेकिन आपको एडिशनल एफर्ट्स लगाने होंगे. व्हाट इज दिस? दैट इज द नॉलेज ऑफ सोर्सेस ऑफ स्टडी. And sources of study, whether they are going to ask you the question directly on the sources of study or not, it hardly matters. But even then, you are supposed to give a hint towards sources of study. In certain questions, you will find that there is a direct question on sources of study. For example, जैसे आप कुछ क्वेश्चंस ऐसे देखेंगे जिस पर अध्ययन के स्रोत यानी सोर्सेस ऑफ स्टडी पर एक्सक्लूसिव क्वेश्चन आपको मिलेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हर्षा. ऑन हर्षा आई एम साइटिंग सम क्वेश्चन कि द ग्रेटनेस ऑफ हर्षा डज नॉट लाई इन, और द ग्रेटनेस ऑफ हर्षा डिडंट लाई इन his real achievements, but in the descriptive writing by his two biographers, Van Wert and Huensang. Do you agree with this statement? मतलब आपसे पूछा जाता है कि हर्षवर्धन की महानता उसकी वास्तविक उपलब्धियों की नहीं, बल्कि उसके दो जीवनी लेखक वान भट्ट और ह्वेनसांग का ऋणी है. डू यू एग्री? क्या आप सहमत हैं? दैट इज द क्वेश्चन. यू कैन सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द सोर्सेस. लाइकवाइज दे कैन आस्क यू द कॉम्परेटिव स्टडी बिटवीन तवारीख एंड मलफूजात इन मेडिवल हिस्ट्री. यू विल फाइंड अ लॉट ऑफ सच क्वेश्चंस which are indirect in nature, and that these questions have been directly taken from the sources of study. But many questions are such where they will not ask you directly about sources of study, but if you are going to quote sources of study, that will definitely do the value addition to your answer, and you can expect slightly good marks. हो सकता है आपको डायरेक्ट ना पूछे सोर्सेस ऑफ स्टडी में, लेकिन थोड़ा सा अगर सोर्सेस ऑफ स्टडी को आप अपनी तरफ से मेंशन कर देते हो तो वो सोने में सुहागा होगा, वैल्यू एडिशन होगा. द थर्ड वन थिंग which I am going to provide you, that is the knowledge of historiography. How is it possible? So suppose I'll just divide, whenever in course of teaching, I will divide history in different parts. For example, I am teaching you Buddha age or Maurya period. So I will divide history, and already Vedic period I have done, Buddha age I have done, then I am coming to Maurya. I am going to follow chronology, you can say, very strictly, not slackness at all. This is our specific strategy. Here I am not going to make any compromise. So suppose I have to do Maurya period. So first of all, I have to divide history and I have to deal with the change, political, economic, social and cultural. Earlier than that, separately I will deal with sources of study. Then substance of change. Then historiography on Mauryas and historiographical issue. For example, on Mauryas, the historiographical issue is two major historiographical issues. The nature of a state, whether it was a centralized state or decentralized state. Earlier, the Romila Thapar has remained to be a major exponent of the centralized state. But after she got a challenge from a scholar, Gerald Fussman, she revised her view, and now she herself focused over the nature of decentralization, then Bongard, Levin and some others. And secondly, about the nature of Dhamma of Ashoka. How far was it inspired by Buddhism or not? So, Marxist historiography has tried to prove that it was a greater extent departure from Buddhism. But even recently some scholars tried to prove that he adopted Buddhist symbol, so at least he was 50% Buddhist. तो अब यही हिस्टोग्राफी का है. अब उसमें कैसे क्वेश्चन राइटिंग की जाती है मैं स्पेसिफिकली बताऊंगा. एंड द फोर्थ वन एस्पेक्ट इज पीरियडाइजेशन. पीरियडाइजेशन मीन्स कि हाउ विल यू डिवाइड द डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ हिस्ट्री. यू कैन आस्क मी कि व्हाट इज द स्पेशलिटी ऑफ पीरियडाइजेशन. तो पीरियडाइजेशन इज गिविंग यू अ सेंस ऑफ हिस्टोग्राफी. अब सपोज इफ यू गोइंग टू काउंट medieval age with the foundation of Turkish rule in India, it means that directly or indirectly you are following colonial historiography like James Mill. But if you are going to accept some specific period like early medieval age, which is the product of Marxist historiography, and the basis of this division is the rise of feudalism. मतलब कि आप अगर मानते हो कि भारत में फ्यूडलिज्म के साथ मिडिवल एज स्टार्ट हुआ, जिसको अर्ली मिडिवल एज नाम दिया गया, तो माना जाएगा कि आप ज्यादा करेंट हो. लाइकवाइज इफ यू सिंपली एक्सेप्ट दैट कि मॉडर्न एज स्टार्टेड विद द बैटल ऑफ पलासी, इट मीन्स यू आर हैविंग अ हाफ बेक्ड नॉलेज ऑफ हिस्ट्री. Because even the Mughal period is characterized as early modern age, because it was the Mughal period which was mainly benefited from the trade by European companies, because there was the heavy influx of precious metal in India and different cash crops were introduced in India at that time that led to the monetization of agrarian economy. तो जो एग्रेरियन इकोनॉमी है उसका मोनेटाइजेशन हुआ है. तो मुगल पीरियड में एक्सेप्ट कि मुगल एम्पायर का डिसइंटीग्रेशन हुआ, तो पहले तो उस पर लोग आंसू बहाते थे. दे वर शेडिंग टीयर्स कि आहा द मुगल एम्पायर वाज नो मोर, इट वाज द वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट एम्पायर्स इन इंडिया. बट नाउ दे बिलीव दैट कि इवन द हाउस ऑफ द हेड ऑफ द विलेज डिक्लाइंड, but at least the common people are happy. So overall it is progressive. मतलब कि कुल मिलाकर अगर गांव के मुखिया का घर उजड़ भी गया और गांव के बाकी लोगों का जीवन, विलेज के बाकी लोगों का जीवन प्रॉस्पेरस हो गया, समृद्ध हो गया, तो बुराई क्या है. Likewise in world history, likewise in modern history, for example, you find in many questions that is not clearly visible, but historiography is implied. I will find a question, for example, Ashokan Dhamma was largely inspired by the political and economic objectives of the time of the empire. So it means whether you are going to mention or not, Romila Thapar is there. So you have to decide on the basis of the keyword whether you have to agree with the statement or disagree with the statement. Someone is going to ask you, the Quit India movement was a spontaneous movement. How far do you agree with the statement? So whether you are going to mention or not, here is the implied subaltern historiography. And the hint of the question, the keyword is giving you the hint, you should largely disagree with the statement. मतलब वो क्वेश्चन ही हिंट कर देता है. कई बार स्टूडेंट्स हमसे ये सवाल करते हैं कि सर मैं कौन से व्यू को प्रायोरिटी दूं. मैं कहता हूं कि यार तुम्हारा काम ये नहीं है. क्वेश्चन विल itself choose its own course of action. Question will itself give you the direction which course of action you have to adopt. So my students, you will definitely find a new test in my class, in my method of preparation, and you are most welcome. Thank you very much.